In this episode, we explore the endless beaches of Cayo Largo. We go snorkeling, then sail along the south coast of Cuba, headed for the Yucatan Channel and the Gulf of Mexico. Last time, on Sailing Balachandra, we sailed to beautiful Cayo Brigantine, then the city of Cienfuegos, and arrived in Cayo Largo for mojitos and a sea turtle sanctuary.
If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Dan.
And we're Sailing Balachandra. We sailed all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia to the Caribbean.
That's right, we're sailing around the Caribbean now, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, just go below this video, look for the big red subscribe button, and press that button. Cayo Largo hosts endless stretches of beautiful powder sand beaches, spotted with empty cabana-style resorts closed due to the pandemic. We had it all to ourselves. We found spectacular snorkeling not 100 feet from our anchor spot. However, we had to cut things short when some 4-foot barracudas turned up and started getting a little too curious. Cayo Largo was pretty amazing. It has to be our favorite spot, I think, on the south coast of Cuba. If you're cruising the south coast and you're going through all the little cayos and islands, you really want to try to make it to Cayo Largo. It's really beautiful. The beaches are incredible. The water is crystal clear. The snorkeling was amazing. Just all around a really great slice of what the Caribbean is, this far south of the Exumas. Today we're sailing from Cayo Largo to see how far we can get towards the western tip of Cuba. There's a few anchorages we can grab on the way if we need to rest. We did stop at one last night. There wasn't a whole lot there to see or do, so we just rested quickly and then left again. We're doing really good right now. We're making amazing time, doing about 6 to 7 knots, sailing downwind with both the jib and the main out. And we are just south of the Island of Jerventud. On my OpenCPN charts, it's called the Isle de Pinos. So I don't know what you want to call it. I don't even think Jerventud is the right way to pronounce it. It's like Jervitud, so maybe Jerventud or something. Not really sure. We've got a really good week of amazing weather. Easterly trades blowing in from the east and from the southeast all week long. No northerlies expected. We haven't seen any squalls. We did have one kind of a squall roll over yesterday, but it was just more like a small increase in wind, so it was all right. So really, really amazing sailing conditions, and we're having a good time. With any luck, we'll get to the west coast of Cuba, and then we can rest a little, and then plan our trip from there north to Havana. And that's our last stop in Cuba. So let's see how it goes. What are you doing? You come back to the cockpit? the island of Jerventud or Jerventud. I still can't pronounce it last night, but I did figure out that it translates to the Island of Youth. Well past that now, and we are headed for the western tip of Cuba, which just sticks out and touches into the Gulf Stream right there at the Gulf of Mexico where the Atlantic Gulf Stream begins. There's going to be a bit of a cross current there between the Yucatan Channel and the Gulf of Mexico where you go around Cuba and up into that water between Cuba and Florida. Something of a cross current, and depending on the wind direction, it could have a very similar effect to Cape Hatteras. So we're a little bit concerned about that, and we're going to try to figure this one out and do our best not to get caught in anything serious out there. You know, it's just one little corner. If we can get around it, there's an anchorage just on the other side, and we should be okay. So we're going to grab a mooring ball on a piece of land that's stuck out there just before we get to that area and suss out the situation, try to get a weather update with our phones. We did get Chris Parker this morning over the SSB, and we have a pretty good idea of what's going on, so that's good. But we also have to bring our dinghy up on deck and maybe set up a storm jib just in case, you know, bad things happen. It's a lot of work, but if we get caught out in bad conditions, we want to be ready.
We continue to feel overwhelmed by just how massive the island and country of Cuba really is. It's just seemingly endless.
Alright, so after a night on anchor, we just had to get some rest. We were sailing for like 2 days straight, trying to get around the west side of Cuba so that we can head up towards Havana. We anchored really close to the Yucatan Channel, but we didn't enter it. The Yucatan Channel is the piece of water between Cuba and Mexico. And that's also where the Gulf Stream kind of kicks off and starts. We read on Active Captain that this can be a pretty dangerous spot regardless of wind based on the cross currents that you have with the Gulf Stream and the normal Caribbean east to west current that you have always going through here. We're literally just passing the west tip of Cuba now. We are entering the Yucatan Channel, and we just have this light wind day. We have wind from the southeast, east, and east-southeast blowing from behind us, and we're doing about 5 knots, and the swell is small. It's maybe like 4 feet, and it's pretty light conditions, and we're doing great. We're keeping about 4 to 5 nautical miles offshore, just in case there's any kind of rip currents or anything up near shore, eddies or reversing waves hitting the shore and coming back, which can also be a problem. Pretty soon we'll be turning up with the Gulf Stream, completely rounding the west side of Cuba. Once that's done, there's an anchorage just on the other side that we're going to grab. From that point on, we have to work out our plan to get to Havana. Now, going to Havana from there might mean sailing upwind, but sometimes the wind crosses Cuba and heads straight for Florida from more of a southerly direction, so I'm hoping that we'll get a few days like that where we can actually, you know, sail on a beam reach and travel towards Havana that way. So we'll see how it goes.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this week's video, please don't forget to leave us a like or a comment below.
That's right, or hit subscribe. It's a big red button just below the video. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon page, it's always a good time to do so. Patreon's a place where you can give back if you like what we do and you want to support us. Thanks. See you later.